Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
The tables are slowly turning. The trajectory is shifting. The good side is winning. The crazies are losing. For more, keep listening. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody is well. Hope everybody had a good second week January. I don't know. My oldest son had a birthday recently, and he turned 17, and we gave him a vehicle, a truck. It's so funny because, like, my kids have a hard time really expressing gratitude for things like that. And I remember I was kind of the same way. Like, I loved Christmas, but I was almost embarrassed to get something that cost a lot or something. You know what I mean? Like, if I knew something was expensive, I was almost kind of embarrassed, and it was like I didn't know how to react. I didn't know how to be grateful. And now I see it with the kids. It's like, all you gotta do is just be excited and be happy. That's all we look for. And now I'm thinking, like, that's how my parents or my grandparents probably were. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is or what it was. But like they feel uncomfortable. I can see it. They're like, they don't know what to say. They don't know how to act. And then you ask them later and like, dude, did you like it? What's going on? He's like, oh man, it's awesome. And I'm like, well, what, why don't you say something? I don't know. It's just kind of funny. But I was the same way. So can't really, there's so many things like I want to, I guess, express with my children, what they should or shouldn't do. But then sometimes it's like, I did the same thing, but I'll still kind of try and explain it to them the best I can. It's okay to be grateful and to show excitement and stuff. When like little kids would get a plate, they freak out and they're like, ah! A lot of people, but my kids don't. Like, they're like, they don't know what to do. They sit there and they're like, I know they're excited. I don't know. It's strange. It's funny, but I was the same way. So I remember, but yeah, so that was going on. I just got done, feeding my dogs. So I have, 3 dogs, 2 German short-haired pointers, a Shih Tzu, and then we have a cat. And this cat, I think I talked about it before, just kind of came about. It just like showed up one day. Like, I remember I was getting in the car. It was running, like the family was inside, and then I had to do something, and as I was coming back to get in the vehicle so we could leave, this little black kitten comes walking up, and I'm like, what the hell? And there's lots of stray animals here, but cats are usually, they're very cautious, obviously. And it just walked right up to me, and I was just like, I was like, oh man, I can't just, I don't know. I'm not like I'm not an animal lover, but I also, I'm not a complete asshole, I guess. So the house was locked up, and I would have had to turn off the vehicle. So I grabbed the cat. I went to the nearest window, opened it, put her inside, and then we went off on our little whatever it was, and then, dealt with her once we came back, and we've had her ever since. Anyway, so when I feed my dogs, they mainly stay outside unless it's like really hot. I'll let them inside, but they're not very good indoor dogs. They don't know how to behave indoor. We try, and they spend a lot of time indoors, but they just can't help themselves getting in the trash and just doing dog stuff. So it's just they're outside mostly. Anyway, so when I feed them, I give them like a scoop of dry dog food, and then I'll usually give them like a can of something, or maybe some leftovers a little bit, just kind of give some, give them a little treat. I try and do it like every time, but it's, it's not a lot, but it's just add a little more flavor to their dog food, And so usually I'll put it in there, and then I start like mixing it, like shaking the bowl, stirring it around so it all kind of mixes together. And I'm doing that as I go to open the door to give it to the dogs. And of course, you open the door, the dogs are right there and they're all excited. And oh my gosh, what do we got? And so I feed them, and, so they hear that sound. They hear, because I used to feed them like out front. And when I started doing that little shake and stir, the dog food in the metal bowls, they'd hear it and they're like, oh, time to eat. And they'd come running, right? Well, I just did it. I just fed them. And the cat was in the kitchen. And so now I'm going through this little side door that's in the kitchen to go feed the animals. And so now I start shaking the bowl, and the cat takes off out the back. So, the cat knows when she hears it, she's like, oh, the dogs, the door's going to open. The dogs don't come in, but, there's always that I guess possible threat, maybe. I don't know. But so it's just kind of funny. That sound for her means danger, but the sound for the dogs means, happiness and food. And it's just kind of funny. I don't know. I just kind of noticed it just now when I was feeding the dogs. But I'm trying not to say that, my little filler word. So, just make up another one. Stop using a filler word and replace it with another filler word. That's actually been a week ago now, roughly, that I was a guest on another podcast called the Politically High Tech. I will add the links for that if you want to watch it or listen to it. It's about an hour long. It's my first time being a guest on a podcast. Like, I have a couple scheduled coming up, but that was my first one. It was pretty just BSing with a guy. He has pretty similar political views and everything is mine. So he just had me on, and we just kind of bullshitted a little bit, and then that was it. And then afterward, I kind of talked his ear off, just asking him about certain things and like what he uses to record this and that and whatever. But what's kind of funny, what I learned is so this guy, he's tried a few different podcasting platforms. So there's various, so I use Buzzsprout, and that's the one that he's looking to go towards because as far as he can tell, he hasn't heard anything bad about it. So he's went through the trials of trying different podcasting platforms, and has now, is now looking to Buzzsprout. And I just thought it was kind of funny because when I did my first podcast, when I first started, it was Buzzsprout because I Googled what's the best, podcast platform for the Philippines. Like, I was thinking, I was still naive on how podcasting worked. So I was kind of thinking maybe, since I'm in the Philippines and I should try and, worry about the Philippines. Maybe Filipinos would like to hear a foreigner's take on things and this and that. So that was kind of like my thinking, my reasoning behind it. But anyway, so that's what came up was Buzzsprout, and that's what I started with. It wasn't very much for the basic plan, and it's really easy to use. But then for some reason, I don't know why, maybe I felt like I wanted to see if I could get more views or listens or whatever. So I changed to another platform, which looked cooler, but it didn't really offer anything new. The only thing I liked better about it was when I'd put a link to my podcast, like the little thumbnail that it would create for it. If I'd post it on Twitter or whatever, it just looked better to me, I thought. But other than that, it was kind of harder to, I don't know. I was just, maybe just because I was just used to Buzzsprout. But anyway, I was using that one when I stopped podcasting for a little bit, for a few months. And when I came back, I just went back to Buzzsprout. And then Buzzsprout now has like AI. So for those of you that read the descriptions and stuff and think I'm witty and intellectual, I'm not. That's all AI. I upload my episode, it'll scan through, it'll give me a few title options that I could title my podcast, and most of the time I just pick one of them. I can, add my own or whatever, but most of the time I just pick whatever they have because they're usually pretty good, but they're kind of redundant. They all kind of have the same verbiage a little bit, so now I'm trying to change that a little bit. But anyway, it gives you like a good description of what I'm talking about, and I can edit it a little bit and stuff, and so it's kind of nice. And then there's other things involved you can do, so that's that. And then I use that information when I post it on, Rumble and YouTube and stuff like that. But there's also a program for recording video for podcasts and stuff like that. And then it'll do, like, AI will edit it. But Buzzsprout doesn't have that yet. I think they're working on it, though. But I don't know. I might have to just upgrade my plan. Maybe I haven't looked into it recently. Because right now my videos are just a simple recording program. I don't edit it or nothing. I just, the beginning and the end I'll edit because, it shows me clicking and starting and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, it's just, I change the way it looks. I have my, logo and my not title, but intro and outro thing. But other than that, I don't do anything with the videos, So I don't know. I'll have to look and maybe see, because I know there's lots of dead spaces. And sometimes when I record and I know I'm sitting there reading, that's why I try not to read articles and stuff while I'm recording, because then there's those huge gaps. But man, I'm really trying not to say that. I'll just take a sip of coffee and you'll hear that sipping, and that'll be my new filler. But instead of filler words, it's going to be a filler sound. Plus this program too, I can see on top of the screen how long it's going, so it helps me keep track of my time, basically. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with me. Like I said, I'll put the links in for that episode if you want to listen to it. And then and I have like another one scheduled for the end of the month, and then I have one next month. And then maybe I'll start having guests eventually. I don't know, though. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know. If you want me to have guests, I would probably just start off with friends, like old friends from the Army and stuff like that, maybe that I haven't talked to in a while. Have them on and just kind of catch up with them and see what they're doing. Jim, talking about you, I'd probably ask you to do it first. Because he I think he listens to my podcast actually, and I don't know, like I've interacted with him the most regarding it, I guess, as far as acquaintances that I know. Okay. So I was kind of straightening up the room and kind of getting ready, and usually when I'm doing stuff, I don't know what it is, like I can't let my mind wander and do its own thing, because it just seems like it just doesn't work well. I have to have either music or I got to be listening to like a podcast to take my focus off my brain thinking about stupid crap that my brain thinks about. You know what I mean? And so I think my brain is working a little better now, not having all those antidepressants in me. And then I just, like I said, I try and stay active doing something. But like I said, I need to have music or somebody talking, podcasts or something. or YouTube channels. So I follow some certain YouTube channels of individuals that monitor, various news and report on the news. And they're not, I guess probably it's a little biased maybe towards what but they report on everything, what's going on and all the stuff. And anyway, so one of the guys I watch and or listen to was talking about the Emmys. So I guess the Emmys were on last night, and I was like, wow, man, I had no clue, and apparently no one else did either, because I guess they had like the worst ratings they've had ever. And it just kind of got me thinking, I remember when I was in high school, there was like two, or maybe just after high school too, there was a couple years there where I think I watched like the Oscars, I made time to sit and watch the Oscars. And, there we go. I did both. I sipped my coffee and I did my filler word, and it was, people would have like parties, I remember, and they'd watch and they'd probably make bets and who would win or whatever, this and that. But now it's nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Oscars or any of the stuff. All those award shows where it's just celebrities sucking each other's dick. Oh, you're so great. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so wonderful. You know what I mean? That it's just kind of nobody cares anymore, because they're all pretentious, idiotic people that are just like the worst human beings, man. Like, and as far as actors go, my I guess any kind of admiration I used to have is gone. Any kind of anything is just, there's a few actors that I still kind of like, and for the most part, if they come out with something, I'll watch it. Like, I guess the new Jason Statham movie, I think it's called Beekeeper, is supposedly pretty good. It's nothing like, stupid ass critics and stupid ass award shows won't like it. But as far as just action fans that want a good action movie, I guess it's pretty good. But my point is nobody, due to social media and the climate, the cultural climate, the social climate that's going on right now, nobody cares. Nobody cares about anything like celebrities say. Especially the celebrities that are trying to push all this BS agenda on everybody. So either you have the left kind of celebrities that probably get money or get some extra options or opportunities because they, Trump is horrible and gay people need to rule the world or whatever. I don't know. And then you got the people that said something and were canceled, who are no longer celebrities in the mainstream part of it. And then you have the celebrities that just don't say nothing because they know they don't want to be canceled. And they also don't want to align themselves with the retard that is, celebrities now. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, what's his face? The dude that plays Hulk. He is a complete fucking douchebag. He's an idiot. Like, he is a complete moron. And it's these morons that are the loudest in public, on Twitter. It's like, it's crazy. I'm trying to find, again, I meant to pull this up beforehand. I was going to just kind of read off some stats. Whatever. Okay. I had to get Chrome on my computer again, unfortunately, but I don't use it. Only time I use it, I'm kind of using it right now, but for Twitter, because I couldn't get on Twitter, so I can post. I don't get on Twitter. It's just annoying. But I still post my stuff on Twitter. And for StreamYard, which is a program to, let's see. Yeah, see, look, 4.3 million watched the Emmys, a new low. When it used to be like, dude, back at, 20 years ago, it was 10, 15, I don't know. Less and less people. I mean, look at, and okay, so the whole point of me talking about this, or what is, it's showing that the nut jobs on the left, not every person that is liberal, I know I say a lot of crap about liberals, but it's just because it's easy and fun, but not all of them are nut jobs. There are a lot of liberals that are like, you know what, I'm voting for Trump because this shit has gotten out of hand. But a lot of that crap, that BS, like, okay, there's shows, all these shows, Disney pushing this crap agenda. All their shows are failing. They're getting canceled. CNN has the worst ratings ever. MSNBC, people are getting fired. News media, like, especially like online, what were they called? Like Vice, I think, and then BuzzFeed, I think it's called. They're all getting rid of people or collapsing or are gone, all these companies that were very woke driven. And when I notice also when individuals like myself say woke, we're talking about the agenda being pushed that all whites are evil and racist. Christianity is evil. Gay people are awesome. Nothing gay people can do are wrong. Black people need to put white people in chains, like that. That's woke, right? But when the woke says woke, they're talking about like just black films, black people. Like I noticed, I looked up something like the woke films or whatever, and it was all just like racial black driven films. And it's like, no, that's where woke started, but that's not where it's at now. Woke means garbage, because everything that is woke, what's that saying? You go woke, go broke, or whatever. Become broke, go turn broke, whatever. I don't know. But it's true. Everything, it's a slow process. Like the tide is turning. Like it seemed like it went from normal to crazy in just a couple years. And it's taking a long time to get back to normal. But it is happening. It is slowly happening. You see all the BS woke crap failing and losing money, and people getting laid off, and just everything. And stuff like this, the Emmys and the Oscars, and people not caring about celebrities. Nobody's going to see movies anymore because they're all, pushing stupid ass. I mean, look at what was like the biggest movie was like the Godzilla movie that was Japanese. So Hollywood is just a pedophile ring regurgitating stupid pedophile agenda. You know what I mean? And so knowing this, people are just, you know what, I don't want to support it. And myself included, like, I don't even care to watch anything new that comes out. I really don't. Like, I'm just so, like, there's there's some stuff, but it's very little. But The Equalizer with Denzel Washington, Equalizer 3, I noticed I think it's on Netflix. Haven't watched it yet. I liked the first one. The second one was okay. I love Denzel. I think he's based. I hate saying, popular terms, but it's true. And I like his movies. He's my favorite. He's not only my favorite black actor, he's pretty much my favorite actor because everything he's in is awesome. I love Man on Fire. I love Remember the Titans. I love Glory. I mean, he's not the, primary cast. Everything he's in is awesome. So it's like, if I had to pick one actor, it would, for our kind of generation, as far as being a really great actor and everything, is Denzel. The Train movie he was on, or they're Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. He does everything, man. He does action, he does suspense, drama. That movie he did with wow, this is getting on a tangent. I'm getting on a I love Denzel thing. But anyway, point is, I don't have a point. That's it. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so the point is, I love Denzel, but I'm just not really in a big hurry to watch his movie, even though he's not on the list or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I've really completely checked out of watching even stuff that I would have been excited to watch. I'm just I don't care. I don't want to support it. I'll watch something older that I know I like, and I don't know, you know what I mean? So I'm all about, lately I'm buying just Blu-rays of older movies, like Major League. I bought Major League and watched that. The Batman, the animated series came in. I'm probably going to start that today. It's just, and I'm not the only one, so I mean, yeah, I think a lot of it is my age. I think a lot of individuals, as they get older, they kind of check out of, the entertainment, this and that, because it's just, I don't know, you've had your whole life and it's just kind of what it is. But then you also have the BS that's going on right now. So people are just you know what, fuck this. I'm not going to, and then so like I said, you have all these shows on Disney Plus that are failing, and then shows like Reacher, which I watched the first season. I started the second one. I haven't finished it, but is doing great. So it's all these shows that are just normal shows, not trying to push any agenda, that have a male antagonist that's not evil or weak or whatever, or being up, showed up by a woman or whatever, just the stupid crap that goes on. These shows are killing it. So that just shows you that these psychos are the minority. These people that are pushing if you won't date a trans, you're transphobic and all this kind of crap. They are such a minority that it's showing in everything. The news, the entertainment and everything. And the entertainment went through and hired all these people that have that same agenda, and they write it into the stuff. Instead of okay, how can we make a cool story about this? They're okay, we need to have a gay person that does this, makes the white man look bad, and does, now how do we build a story around that? And it's a horrible story. It's it's not even good. I mean, look at Dances with Wolves pretty much made white people look like shit, but it works because you have a good white person to identify with, and it's what movie was it? Or there's some kind of show that's The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. They're oh, you got a white guy as a samurai. It's no, it's about the samurai in Japan. But it's if you just have a movie about Japanese, samurai, you can't relate. I mean, Japanese may, but if you want to get the bulk of the U.S. audience, which are white, normal people, then you're going to have an antagonist or protagonist that's a white person. That's how you get people into it. And then they experience the whole Japanese culture and everything. It's they just don't get it. The crazies on the left are the people that were in an insane asylum 50 years ago. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I've been yakking for 30 minutes now, so that's it. I said what I want to say, I think. Like I said, there's going to be some links for that podcast I was on if you want to check it out. Other than that, I think that's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.